workout isn't going to help them to get better in the next one. So just looking at what the next workout is and figuring out strategy and where they're at physically to have the best possible outcome when they go out onto the competition floor. That's really what I see. Um, I'm sure like Sevon did this great video with Miko Salo where they watched all the 2009 games back and gave feedback to what was happening and what was going on. But a lot of the times they're doing that throughout the season, not necessarily watching competition footage. They're rewatching their snatch and seeing where they're doing on the second pull or the third pull and what happens in the catch. Or they're rewatching, hey, every time I come off a pull up bar and I go to do a clean and jerk, I transition much slower. So I need to work on my transition from here to here. Um, I think that's really what they'll do mentally versus worrying about, hey, I got no rep here. What can I make sure to do on the next time to see that that doesn't happen? It's more worrying about, hey, how can I clear the cache here in my brain so that I'm fresh and more optimistic on this next workout to be successful there.
Yeah, rather than bitching about the past, you're looking at how can I reset and get going again. Yeah, because I can remember dwelling about getting tapped in jiu-jitsu for hours for almost the next day, and I was thinking, what am I doing? I'm wasting life on
Well, not
jiu-jitsu
just
that
life,
finished.
like jiu-jitsu would be different, right? Because you're doing the same thing sort of on the next time you go back to the mats. So
Hmm.
dwelling on that and thinking, okay, when so and so does this move, if and on a chessboard I see these things, I can adjust so that I can go here and I can move or I can roll this direction. Where CrossFit's so different because you might stress about what you did in this 21-15-9 rep scheme of a workout, but you might not ever see that again that weekend, but you will see it potentially next year or sometime down the road. So you can think about it at a later time. But in the moment of the weekend, you can't think about the 21-15-9 because you're not going to see that scheme again. Like you're not going to see the same mat again or the same competition floor again. It's always changing and always evolving. But a sport like jujitsu or basketball or um, swimming, like you can dwell a little bit on those things because if you're doing swimming, you're going to repeat that 100-yard free lay again or 100-meter free lay again at a different time and know exactly, oh, I need to do a flip turn like this. So I can think about that specific moment and which stroke number I want to flip on versus where over in our sport, it's very different because it's always changing and never the same.
I love that because it's. I remember somebody saying that to me about the games themselves. You don't get told what you're doing till literally before you go out. So how do you prep for that? How do you sort of plan for that? I mean, I interviewed Hodger Gracie, jiu-jitsu legend, and he was saying, I don't make a game plan. I just know that this is my strengths. I'm bringing them to my strengths. I'm not worrying about what they do well. I'm not going to let them get there. I'm going to focus on my own strengths to do it. So how do you plan for something like the games then? Is there a way to do this or a CrossFit workout that you don't know how you're going to do it?
Yeah. So the idea, and like I said earlier on, is, and I think this is great for anybody training for life, right? Like this is where CrossFit succeeds so well